Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Ashley Davis, and along with Trent Haston, we're your hosts. We're glad you're spending your Sunday morning with us. Whether you're in the car or on the couch, you're always at home with Roby. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's Andrew, R-O-B-Y.com today. Or you can click on the At Home with Roby tab on WBT.com. We're still joined, by the way, by Amy and Katie from Make-A-Wish of Central and Western North Carolina. Thanks for staying with us through the break. And Amy, when we were in the break, you continued that story about Sammy and her experience with Cam Newton and the Panthers. You have to tell our listeners a little bit about that and the rest of the story.
Absolutely. I think, when you think about these wishes, I always look at the why. Why did this child choose this wish? And Sammy has a really special story. Her father was actually diagnosed with cancer a year before Sammy was. And when they found out that Sammy had cancer, it kind of sent her dad into a health tailspin, and he ended up passing away about a month later. She's from a blended family, so her dad and mom, she was the only child of the two, and she has 4 other siblings that her mom had already. And her dad, their thing was to watch the Panthers together. I mean, that's what they did. Every game, they cheered loud, they wore their gear. I mean, that was their special bonding moment, was the Panthers. And so that wish was as much about her dad as it was her. And so that whole week, just spending time with her, hearing her talk about her dad, their whole family, her dad was there, with us during that whole wish. So it's the why behind what we do and behind every child. When you see those photos, when you see those wishes happen, there's a reason why they picked what they picked.
That's an amazing story, and if you're not sold on the mission of Make-A-Wish, after that, I don't know how you would be. So
Amy, when a child gets the opportunity to have a wish granted, what are the arenas of their wishes? I mean, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we kind of look at wishes in 4 different categories. Actually, there's 5. They can wish to go somewhere, go to Disney, go to New York, go to Hawaii, wherever that is. They can wish to have something, a play set. They can wish to be something, a superhero, Bat Kid, or they can wish to meet somebody. Maybe it's a celebrity or a sports figure or the Panthers. We get that request a lot. And the 5th one is they can wish to give. I know over 10 years ago, Hope Stout wished to give. Mm-hmm. She wished to raise money and grant all the other kids' wishes. So we do have those wishes happen too.
That's fantastic. And speaking of wishes, the event we're talking about today is Pitching for Wishes. And I've kind of teased it a little bit in the first couple of segments with what you guys have done, Trent, at the Roby family of companies for Make-A-Wish. Up to this point, you guys have raised for charity over $800,000.
That's right.
Which is amazing. And this year, when you hit that goal that you have set for this year, what's the number you guys are going to hit after that?
We hope to surpass $200,000 this year in net giving to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Central and Western North Carolina. And when we do that, we'll surpass $1 million. So in 8 years, what I told my dad and my brother 8 years ago, I told them, hey, just think, pie in the sky. One day, in 10 years, we will have raised $100,000, and now we've raised.
It's amazing,
tenfold.
That it truly is amazing. So it's Pitching for Wishes. It's the 8th annual tournament. It's out at Freedom Park on September the 19th. Benefits Make-A-Wish of Central and Western North Carolina. It's co-hosted by Harris Teeter, so it's a big event. And talk a little bit, Trent, about how many teams you have and how people can get involved.
Well, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Harris Teeter and how good of a partner they are in our cornhole tournament. I grew the cornhole tournament, and I think it's an example of how I want to grow our business. So we grew, and at a certain level, we grew exponentially for several years, and at a certain level, our partners, you can only tap your partners so much, no matter if the Roby family's growing. So I knew we needed a like-minded branded partner to come in the Charlotte community and help us multiply this at a certain level. And I think it was 3 years ago, Harris Teeter, Barry Chambers was on the board with me at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we auctioned off a set of cool custom, I think they were, I think a kid painted them cornhole boards. And at the auction, he was so proud he won them. And I said, oh, man. I said, you think Harris Teeter would want to partner with Roby on this deal? And they did. And thank you so much, Harris Teeter. But with that, the flywheel's been able to spin, and we've been able to take off. And, it's a skyrocket right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. They've become incredible partners.
Our first 3 years were at Village Tavern, out on the lawn over in South Park. And then we did 1 year over in Latta Park in Dilworth. And the last I think this is the 4th year we will have been at Freedom Park down at the baseball field.
And last year you had 144 teams, which is 288 players. I mean, that's amazing.
Well, last year we didn't do it, and I gave everybody on my team a hard time about it. But in 12 and 13, we set the Guinness Book of World Records for the number of players. So I have 2 plaques in my office. I always want to be a winner. And last year we probably could have done it, but it's so hard to document it. But it's pretty cool.
Right.
I mean, anything that you can polish. I mean, you gotta do stuff.
You got to make it
promote
happen. That's
So-
right. You're listening to the At Home with Roby show, folks. We're talking about Pitching for Wishes. It benefits Make-A-Wish of Central and Western North Carolina. If you want to know more about this event, it's September the 19th. You can go to www.pitchinforwishes.com. That's pitchin', no G, right? Pitchinforwishes.com. So who are some of your other sponsors, Trent, that are involved with the tournament this year?
I mean, since the very beginning, our 2 main sponsors, I'll tell you, I wrote the business plan. We were down in Charleston, my wife and I, with my first child. She had some medical issues, and on the way back, I said, babe, drive. I want to write this business plan. And I got back and I called 2 of my favorite companies and my mentors, Queen City Lumber and the Overhead Door Company. And I asked them, it was so hard, I asked them to donate. And they said yes so quickly to donate on our behalf, because they write their checks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And they said yes so easily that I stopped and I changed my numbers, where I thought I could raise $100,000 in 10 years. In the first year, I think we raised $30,000. So those are the 2 of the foundation companies. And then Pinnacle Roofing, once again, Queen City Lumber and Skookum Digital Works are all 3 platinum sponsors this year, so that they're going to give over $5,000, not counting their time and their participation. I'm
That's
talking
awesome.
about just money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 144 players, hopefully more than that this year. We're going to get back to the Guinness Book of World Records again this year. Amy, when you're out there, it's a tournament kind of feel. It's NCAA kind of brackets, kind of think of
Very
March
serious-
Madness and how
serious
this still
stuff,
happens.
yeah.
And I hear there's some very serious cornhole players out there that are part of this. What's the day like when you're out there with the Roby family of companies?
I mean, it's very family-oriented, family-friendly. It's at Freedom Park, so it's comfortable in that way. There's a lot of networking, a lot of connecting, a lot of people sharing business cards, and I think it's a really great, not only are they doing good for Make-A-Wish, but it's a great business environment because you have people in the same industry sharing all those details with each other and their jobs and what they're doing, but it's just fun. Everyone's out there to have a great time and to do it for a great cause,
Right.
And to network and connect. And it's a very family-friendly, fun atmosphere, music and games and for the kids and a lot of stuff to do.
So the funny thing is, I see people, I meet people all over the place, and I guess I've somewhat become a promoter, and they see me. They're like, you're the cornhole guy. I want to play you in cornhole. And I'm like, fool, I don't know how to play cornhole. I'm like, I'm a promoter. All I do is talk a good game, and I let them beat me.
That's all right. You don't have to play corn. It's like client golf, Trent. You don't want to win. You want to keep them coming.
I'm
back,
pretty
right?
good at that too, Ash.
I know,
Even
I've
though
seen
you're
you.
not a client.
I've seen you before. All right, so it's Pitching for Wishes. You can go to pitchinforwishes.com. The tournament is on September the 19th at Freedom Park. You have to come out and play. Go on the website, check it out, figure out how you can get involved, put together a team. Trent, beyond raising money for Make-A-Wish, beyond the fun that you're going to have that day, people can win some stuff out there, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, part of my original business plan was that the top 3 or the winners, they had to receive a little cold hard cash, because I know cold hard cash gets them out there. And I'll tell you, one of the main ways that we've evolved with our tournament, I was telling Christian, who runs our PR marketing at the Roby family, is this year we really have some awesome raffle items, and I think that's when you evolve in doing good charitable events. The pinnacle in seeing this being on the board at Make-A-Wish is when the raffle items are awesome,
Yeah,
right? Wouldn't
absolutely.
you say?
Yeah, they're more attractive.
I'm looking at this now. So there's a set of tires from Continental Tires. There is Sub-Zero Wolf is giving a Sub-Zero or a Wolf Gourmet Convection Oven and a Wolf Gourmet set of pots and pans. And then Plaza Appliance Mart They've donated 2 Frigidaire blenders and a Frigidaire coffee maker. So there's a lot going on for people.
And I
to
think
come
we're
out.
working on a Yeti cooler,
A
too.
Yeti cooler. You got it.
You gotta have one.
All right, Amy, Katie, just stay with us for one more break. We'll hang around. I know there's one thing you talked about earlier that I wanted to ask you about. That's your Wish It Forward program. So, folks, you're listening to the At Home with Roby show. We're talking about the Pitchin' for Wishes Cornhole Tournament. Go to www.pitchinforwishes.com. Find out more, put together a team, and come out and join us. Freedom Park on September the 19th. You're listening to the At Home with Roby show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.